Hello, this is Sue from dragoncreations.co.uk, and today I'm going to try something totally different again. First of all, I've made up 70 grams, which is, let me just get my numbers out for you, 37A and 33B, and then I've poured 10 grams into each slot of my jigsaw puzzles, and that is totally set. So that's the first step I've done. Then I've made up another 70 grams, which again is 37 and 33. Mine is a one-to-one resin. And what I'm going to add is clock pieces. Now, I bought these off eBay ages ago, and they are just basically bits of old watches. So I'm going to add them to the jigsaw pieces. So first of all, I'm just going to put some resin in, but I don't want to make these too deep because I am going to put them into something else. So I'm not going to fill these moulds anywhere near the top. Alright, let's see how much. Oops, it's dripping off. Put a bit more in that one. Okay, I've used about half that amount at the moment, but I want it to be able to cover these clock pieces. Alright, so let me get a spoon, because it will probably be easier with a spoon. And I'm just going to sprinkle, because they will sink, and I didn't want them touching through the resin. I will separate them in a minute. I'll just get them in first of all. Very static. Oops, okay. Wasn't so much a shake as a twitch on that one. I mean, you can put in as many as you want or as little as you want. But this is mainly screws and cogs at the moment in this bag. Just getting it out. Oh, right, okay. There we go. That's a good. Okay, that'll do for that bag. Right, let's get a stick and spread them out slightly so they go into all the nooks and crannies. And as I say, they will sink. And I'm not worried about that because that's what the clear that I put in first of all for, is the barrier. Come on. Right, that piece is on there. Oh, it's come off now. There we go. So yeah, I just got these off eBay, and as I say, they were just watch parts. And I thought, I can do something with that. Okay, I'm going to add some of the other bits. These are bigger pieces in this bag. Doesn't matter how much I really put in, because I've got enough resin left over to cover it over. Oops. Helps if I get it in there though. Again, I will move them about with my stick. A few more cogs in that one. Here we go. Right, so let's move them round. Make sure every bit of the mould has got something in it. So these are a little bit steampunky. And if you do make this, I would highly recommend that you do the barrier first, or when you're adding anything. Even when I'm putting glitter in, I do a barrier first, because I don't want to be able to feel it in the finished product. And it only has to be a thin barrier, but it just stops the items or the glitter coming through. Right, I think that's I'm quite happy with that. Okay, so now I'll add some more resin to make sure all the pieces that I've just put in are covered. So again, I don't want these too thick at all. So 70 grams should hopefully just give 10 grams in each. Okay, which one? This one. A bit more in that one. Oh, that's a bit more than I wanted in that one. So these be roughly about 20 to 25 mil, or 25 grams in each of these now. Scrape it out. Hello, Luke. Okay, just give it a final move around. Make sure I've got no bubblies. and then I will leave this to set for about 4 hours until it's really tacky. And then what I've done, just leave that there for a moment, see if I can pick one of these up now. Pick it up without splitting it. Right, and I have got some silver foily paper, and I'll show you what it's from. It's from a silver tablecloth, well, plastic tablecloth, which I got from a pound shop, and it's just like really thin silvery plastic material. And I cut out some jigsaw pieces, and I will put them on to back these when this is really tacky, and then I will leave it to set totally. So you could brush it with mica powder, you could do whatever you want with this to back it, because we're then going to put it into something else. But just make sure your colours are contrasting. So if you back it with a little bit of white mica powder, put it into something black. But I shall show you what my idea is when this is all nice and set. Yeah. Right, so I shall leave this to go tacky, and then I shall put my silver pieces on, and then once it's all dry, oh look, little tiny cogs I've missed out. I didn't see them. And then once it's all dry, we shall move on to the next stage. So I shall leave this to go tacky, and then see you in the next bit. Bye for now. Right, we're back. These are all nice and set, and these are all nice and set. Look how well they've turned out. I'm really chuffed with them. You need to make sure that they're quite thin and that they fit in nicely. So they will dome slightly, but they will fit in. Now, what I'm going to do is just give them a quick spritz with our isopropyl to help them stick, because I don't want the resin I'm about to put in to go underneath. It still might do that, but I hope it won't. I'm hoping these are flat enough that the resin won't go underneath. Right, how do I want to do this? Okay, right, numbers. I mixed up 180 grams, which is 94A and 86B. Then I added black mica powder, and it is a very good black. This is a true black, it's not a silver black. And gave it a really nice stir. Now I'm hoping this won't go underneath, so I'm going to pour in the middle. Slowly. I'm hoping that isopropyl will just hold it in its place. I'm just going to go round the shape of the jigsaw very slowly so that I don't push any resin underneath. Alright, I shall leave that one for a minute. I mean, I might get some underflow. I've never done this before. I'm going along the assumption that my mould was flat, but it might not have been. So just take your time and try not to push that resin underneath. Okay, I'll leave that to settle. I'm not going to touch the jigsaw pieces just in case. And then I'll just go around the edge. Now I'm just going to put a little tiny bit on top. I'm not worried if they're totally flush or not, because I'll be putting a backing on these. So they might stand a little bit proud, but that's fine because I will be backing them with a cork plate. And this one's a little bit bumpy, so it will be a bit proud. Okay, so now it's all covered. I'll just bring the level up to the edge. Let's check my levels. Right, so it's domed ever so slightly, and this one is a bit bumpy, but that's my fault. So I know these moulds will take this amount, so I will use all of this up, and I might be able to hide all the pieces as well. Just quickly scrape this out. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll just give it a good debubble. I'm not going to put any more alcohol on because I really don't want these pieces to move. Oh look, that one's overflowing, so I have taken it slightly over. So what I will do, before that gets too messy, I will just take a little bit of that out. But again, I'm going to try not to touch the pieces. And the other thing is, because it's just overflowing on that bit, I might just put that underneath. Hopefully it won't overflow on the other side. It might just mean it's not, yes it is overflowing on the other side, so it is, I've put too much in. That's my fault. Oh no, I've just moved the piece. Okay. Let's take that off because it's my fault. See, it doesn't always go to plan. No, I've moved that piece now. It's not going to work now on this one. Never mind. I should have just left it to overflow. Right, I am going to leave that to overflow because I really don't want to move those pieces in there. Is that one going to go? No, it's just that one. Okay. See, it doesn't always go right. So I've made a bit of a mess, but I'm going to leave that to overflow and level itself out because I really don't want to disturb those pieces in there. So, right, I shall cover these and leave them to make whatever shape they want to. I will cut the overflow off after and see you in the demould. So, bye for now. Right, these are all finished now. I didn't show you the demoulding because I had overflow on, so I had to cut that off. And then I sanded them, I put my cork on the back, but this might have a divided opinion. But my opinion is I love them. They're not how I wanted them to turn out, but how they've turned out I am so pleased with. So here we go. What do you reckon? Now, the black has actually gone underneath slightly, but the jigsaw, the outline of the jigsaw pieces has totally disappeared. So it gives it such a unique effect. I am so pleased with these. So the holographic film has picked up all the watch pieces, and the black has added like a depth to it, so they look like they're sinking. And it's just, as I say, I wanted a clear effect, but because the black has seeped under and you can still see through it, I'm just so pleased with them. So an accident that has turned out really, really well for me. And I must admit, my husband does love them as well. He just went, oh wow, they're cool. So, yep, I did knock the pieces when I was trying to debubble, so that's my fault. But again, I'm really pleased with the effect it's turned out. And they're flat because I put that layer down to start off with. So, a happy accident. I hope you enjoyed that video. Leave a comment in the likes, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye for now.